Sup gamers, Person here. Today we're going to talk about more new cards. We had like 13 since I made my video yesterday, and that's a lot. So I think we just jump right in and take a look at the latest card from yesterday, like the one that got released after I made my video, and then we go all the way to the newest one right now, which is over here, so you can read the effect. I won't, because I want to be surprised. Start with Lothar. For 7 mana 7/7 warrior man, at the end of your turn, attack a random enemy minion. If it dies, gain +3/+3. Reminds me of a combination of the Boogie Monster, where it scales when you defeat something, as well as the man on screen right now, who summons 3/3s. That was always really good, even though the card didn't see that much play, at least in Wild, it didn't. This guy though, he destroys something. It's like you play a rush minion, but it's random, you know? Kind of like Ragnaros, but it takes damage. If you compared like that, would you play it? Because nobody plays Ragnaros in Wild, unless you play like some weird big priest. And big warrior is not a deck. I think you would play this in odd warrior though. I mean, it's bot removal, it's a minion, it has stats. The only thing I'm missing is taunt. If this had taunt, pretty good. It can only hit minions, so it can't hit face, meaning if your opponent only has 2 minions that die anyways, might as well play this guy. I think for design, artwork, name, awesome. Good card. Not broken, not bad, fits perfectly. I would give this 4 out of 5 stars, but when I click on this, nothing happens. Overdraft. I saw like 3 cards yesterday that kind of got spoiled to me. Lothar, this one, and another one. I'm so happy that they made this card. It's a 1 mana spell for Shaman, tradable. Unlock your overloaded mana crystals. Tradable means, with the newest keyword, if you don't like this card, you swap it for something else, for like another card in your deck. And that is so good, because imagine every time you play Shaman, and you like to draw cards, for example, well, take a look at the cards that draw cards in here. They're terrible. They suck. Now you could even play Ancestral Knowledge, and then you get rid of your overloaded mana crystals. I think the only 2 cards that ever unlocked your mana crystals were 5 and 6 years old, right? We had Lava Shock from Blackhawk Mountain, that is 6 years ago. And we also have the Sentinel from Old Gods, so that's 5 years ago. Since then, I think we have not had a single card that unlocks the overloaded crystals. This one is a spell though, for only 1 mana, that not just unlocks the mana crystals, but also deals that much damage. What I would be interested in is, let's say you're already overloaded for 2 this turn, and you overload first for another 1 for next turn, and then you play this card. Do you deal 2 damage and get 2 mana back? Do you deal 3 damage and unlock everything? How would that scenario work? Not too sure, but I hope it's the latter one, because I want to deal 3 damage for 1 mana. Then Bast in Shell. 6 mana tradable spell for Druid. Summon 2 2/7 turtles with Taunt. That's kind of like the 2 mana spell that summons 1/2s, but a lot bigger. And you can make it tradable, so for Arena, great card. For Wild, we'll never see play. I mean, maybe it sees play, but probably not. Unlikely. The other one, like the card for Shaman we just had, maybe there's an aggressive Shaman. You know, you have Magma Burst, Crackle. Could see play in there. But this one, eh. The Druid decks that exist, they wouldn't play that. The thing is also, every taunt minion you summon, whether it's like a 1/5 Scarab or it's a 2/7 turtle, keep in mind those are beasts. Which means if you're about to play Hadronox and you want to play really defensively, you want to play Witching Hour to resurrect the beast that died this game. And you only want to play Hadronox as the only beast in there, so you resurrect that. Both with double Witching Hour as well as the new N'Zoth. If you have those cards, then you summon beasts that you don't care about and then you resurrect them. You feel like a bad big priest then, and that's not fun. So I think, good idea, won't see play. Then Tiny Toys. Tiny Toys. 6 mana epic spell for Shaman, summon 4 random 5-cost minions, make them 2/2. I would be interested in Wild. How many 5-cost minions have either a downside with a Death Rattle, or like an upside with an effect like Rush, Charge, or blow up the bot? For example, you could get Validated Doomsayer, and then if your minion survives 1 turn, it has 7 attack. Or you get Abomination, and then your entire board blows up. I think if there's something like a Control/Big Shaman, and there is Big Shaman, this might see play in there. Because you don't want to play minions that summon stuff. You want to play like 5 or 6 good minions, and then have a bunch of spells that help you not lose on the board. And because Big Shaman plays differently than Resurrection Priest, because you don't resurrect anything, you can just summon any garbage you want to, and this could be really good. And then there are moments where you get like double Fel Reaver and your opponent plays 3 cards and your deck is burnt and then you cry, but we will see. It's gonna happen. For Druid, a pretty simple card. 4 mana 4/4 Rush. Whenever this attacks, give a hero +3 attack this turn. That means it basically has 7 attack, but you take some damage if you trade with the hero. Simple card. Probably also won't see play. I'm not sure. Back when I played in TGT, I had to use Inspire with my hero power to get +2 attack. And now this one has Rush, -1 attack, and I get the +3 on my hero. Probably better than the Savage Combatant, but I think for the Druid deck we have, this won't see play. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. If you play a beast-focused deck, so you play like Twilight Guardian Runner, the one that draws cards, the 4/6, and you just summon them from your deck with Rush automatically, then maybe this card sees play there too. You could also play Oaken Summons into this one and play Oaken Summons in an aggressive way instead of just summoning Vargheth and a Taunt minion. Unlikely, but maybe. For Warrior, we got Shiver Their Timbers. It's going down, we're yelling Timber. 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a minion. If you control a pirate, deal 5 instead. Or people are going to hate that card. 1 mana, deal 5. Reminds me of this one rogue minion, which is a pirate and probably deals like 5 to 10 damage every single time you see it. That is a really good card. So it's probably going to be a staple in Pirate Warrior, because it's really easy to control the board with a card like that. Almost Fireball for 1 mana. That is really good. And even if you don't have a pirate and just play it on turn 1 to remove something, that's still fine. I like cards that have synergy, that glow yellow in your hand, because then you can be like, wow, my deck works together. It's like an engine that runs perfectly smooth. And that's a card that belongs into Warrior. I like it. Good one. Then we got Cornelius Rowan. We have Tamsin, we got the other girl, and we got him. There might be one big family. 6 mana 4/5. At the start and end of each player's turn, draw a card. So if you play this card, you draw one immediately, your opponent's turn starts, they draw a card immediately, they don't kill it, you draw another card, your turn starts, you draw a card. You could give this to your opponent with like Treachery and Warlock, or like Sealers in any other class, and just make them draw a bunch of cards and fatigue easily. Like 4 cards are drawn in addition to the normal draw at the beginning of their turn, between rounds. Imagine you really just give this to your opponent in like Warrior and like a control deck, and then use Glacial Shard and other cards to just freeze it over and over. That could be a solid win condition maybe, but then you might just do something else. I don't know. This is going to see play in a meme deck, and I like it. Also, you could play Drakari Enchanter to trigger this effect twice, and then the opponent draws 9 cards per turn. The initial draw and then 8 whenever this card triggers. Now it should be fun. I will make that happen. Maybe. Next one, and probably the best thing we've ever had when it comes to like a card and like a reference to a series, a show. The Elven Boar. Death Rattle, if you had 7 Elven Boars, die this game. And if you attack with that, you not just deal 15 damage, but you also destroy your opponent's mana crystals. The reference for this, in case you don't know, is the South Park episode where they play World of Warcraft, which is called Make Love Not Warcraft. It is such a good show, such a good episode. Even the reference, instead of killing that many boars, which they did in the episode, they just farmed for weeks straight, you just gotta resurrect 7. So the idea would be, you play Priest, you summon that, it dies, and then you play just Twilight thingy to resurrect this twice more, play normal Resurrection. Basically you play Amara Priest, so you get your 40 HP and you don't die. Just play cards like Seance, Twilight, Resurrection, get this back over and over. And then by like turn 6 or 7, depending on how consistent your deck is, you get the sword, hit face, twice, win game. And I like the idea of that. I could also imagine that you could play a hunter and then play a card that copies the beasts in your hand, or that resurrects the beast that died this turn. You could copy it in your hand, or you could play this in Cubit a couple times and then get the weapon somehow. I'm just a big fan of alternate win conditions and different ways of playing the game than just playing the cards and winning. And now you have your own little solitaire mini game where you can completely ignore your opponent again and just focus on your own game plan and eventually just win. I'm happy for that, and I think like 3 days in when I play ranked, I will start hating this. But in the first couple days, I will love it. Then a Warlock card. This guy looks handsome, let's see. Shady Bartender. 5 mana 4 for Battlecry, give you demons +2/+2. Probably demons on the board. And it's tradable. I think this won't see play. Simple as that. It's an okay effect because it buffs your demons, but you would need to play Demon Zoo Warlock and then play this guy too. And this card is useless unless you have demons on the board already, meaning this guy only makes sense if you're already winning. Yeah, I know this won't see play. In Standard, maybe. In Wild, this handsome guy is not good enough, I'm sorry. And then, the Paladin Legendary Quest. We get Rise to the Occasion. For the questline, play 3 different 1-cost cards. Reward, equip a 1/4 Light's Justice. So that's sad. Then you play 3 different 1-cost cards and you upgrade your hero power. So you summon 2 Silverhand Recruits, unless you even play Finlay and change your hero power to a different one, and then you upgrade that. And then lastly, you play another 3 different 1-cost cards, and you get Lightborn Cariel. And Cariel over here is a 5 mana 7/7. Battlecry, for the rest of your game, your Silver and Recruits have +2/+2. So you could play this in Odd Paladin, and then you also play Lothraxion, and whenever you hero power, you summon 2 3/3s with Divine Shield. While this might be fun, I don't think this will ever see play in Wild. Even if you just play 1-cost cards and the questline itself, you gotta spend 10 mana at least to get the reward. That doesn't matter too much. And the 1-cost cards you play are probably just things that add more 1-cost cards to your hand, like Firefly, for example. Or you play things that have Twin Spell, like the one that gives you a secret. Yeah, in short, fun idea, but the reward is kind of unnecessary, at least in later stages of the game. This doesn't do that much. But hey, if you like Paladin and Recruits and Carriel, you can carry with Carriel now. Then we get Jace, Dark Weaver. He is like in 240 pixel. They could have increased the quality. 8 mana 7/5 Battlecry. Cast all fell spells you have played this game. Targets enemies if possible. So this is like Solarian Prime, where it targets only enemies if possible. And it recasts everything, which is kind of like Liadrin, where she recasts all the spells you played on minions. But this is for Demon Hunter. The fell spells you have in Demon Hunter are usually just bot clears, as far as I know. Like you either summon stuff on the board that is like Rush and you trade into things, or you play like a Sigil, deal some damage, summon more stuff. I feel like this is pretty bad. Unless we get some really broken fell spell that is like better than Metamorphosis for a different hero power, I don't think this card will see play. Unless there's like a sick combination of spells that make it so that you get like 20 attack and draw 8 cards, silence the entire enemy board, and then it face. Then you might see play. But for the spells that come into this mind in this moment, probably not. Maybe in standard, but not in wild. For Shaman, we got Bolner Hammerbeak. For 2 mana, he's a 1/4. After you play a Battlecry minion, repeat the first Battlecry played this turn. So we could play Battlecry like deal 4 damage, play this guy, and then every time we play another Battlecry minion, we deal 4 damage again. Targets probably chosen randomly. If we were to just play something like Sandstorm Elemental and deal 1 damage AoE, and then play more cards this turn, then this guy repeats that over and over. That's probably going to be really good with a certain combination of cards that I can't think about right now. But there's probably a way to make this card really good. Maybe this guy into Zephyrus, and then you play a couple more cards, and you discover more things. We get a simple weapon, Lightbringer's Hammer. 3 mana 3/2 lifesteal, can't attack heroes. That is a good control card, which again makes me wonder, why is Fiery War Axe 3 mana? What's the point of that? You might say, well, it can attack heroes, and you're not wrong, but yeah, no, this card is so much better. In wild, probably won't see play, doesn't buff your board, it's not a 3/3, not a bad card. For Rogue, we get Counterfeit Dagger, 4 mana 4/2, Battlecry gain a random friendly death battle that triggered this game. I think Dane is going to love this card. He always played Death Battle Rogue with the Death Battle weapon, he played the Apothecary, Shadow Girl and Bran, he even played Cthulhu in there. You can play Anchor the Buried, play giant Death Battle minions. This should be really good. If there's something like a slow control rogue. I like that a lot. We get an Ogre, the Two-Faced Investor, 3 mana 2/4. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a card in your hand by 1, 50% chance to increase. Compare this card to Octobot real quick, and tell me which one is better. The one that reads up to minus 10 mana, or the one that is like 50% chance to miss? The correct answer is Ogre, of course. Ogre is fantastic. I think this is great, and we should all play it in every deck we ever made. No, this will not see play. But it's an Ogre. Second last card, Warlock, best class ever made. Dark Ally Pact. 4 mana spell, summon a fiend with stats equal to your hand size. So they're really pushing Handlock. And in wild, because all those cards cost like 2 mana, 4 mana, 6 mana, they really push even Warlock, which I liked so much. That was the deck that I reached rank 15 legend with on stream, the highest rank I ever had on stream. And now we get so many cards that can see play in there. You can play Molten Giant, Mountain Giant, Twilight Drakes. You can use that card, something like an 8/8. Then you use Faceless Shambler, copy that, get Taunt. I like cards like that a lot. And lastly, 6 mana, 8/6 legendary, and Netheron. Costs 1 if your hand is full, which in even Warlock is really easy. I think your hand is full on like turn 3. At least for 3 mana. If you get the coin, you can summon Mountain Giant. So you might just summon this guy on turn 3. And then you can also play like Flesh Giant as another 8/8 in your deck. Even Warlock is going to be so fun. I'm really looking forward to play those. And with that, I would say, guys, every day since yesterday, I'm excited about new cards because they're actually fun, interesting, and don't seem like too broken, at least yet. And I do like that. Also, earlier I got a 169 in Minesweeper, sub 3 minutes. Trying to go for like 230 and then back to 204, which was my record. So if you are better Minesweeper than I am, let me know. Also, did you guys know I have more than one YouTube channel? I have the daily channel where we play Wild Hearthstone every single day. I got my Pokemon channel where I play Pokemons. Everybody likes Pokemons. And I got a channel for crypto. Yay, crypto. Everybody likes crypto. So if you're interested in any of that and you like this idiot over here, maybe click on that. Maybe not. Have a good rest of your day and take care.